What is up, you guys? It is Kiaja T, and welcome back for another cup of tea. Today's cup of tea is some water. So there's nothing fancy today. But today's video is going to be a story time about how I dropped everything and moved out here to Florida. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So this started about a year ago. Well, it's coming up next year. Will make 2 years since I've been out here in Florida, and I'll give you all a quick little backstory so y'all know. Trusty Dusty. So about a year ago, I was working at this travel job. So I was working at this travel job, and we were traveling around doing like some merchandising and things like that. So that's what I was doing. And after that, once that job, I was working there for about 4 months or so before the job ended. And it was a couple of weeks after that job ended, that was when my cousin, who stays here in Florida, my cousin, she called and was like, "You ready to come out here?" And so a little bit backstory because if we had talked about it before, she had came down back to North Carolina. So that's where I'm originally from, North Carolina. So she had came back down to North Carolina. She was visiting, and we was just in the car. We was chilling, you know, vibing out. Y'all know. So we was just vibing out, chilling. She was just talking, and somehow the conversation came up of me coming out here to Florida with her. And she was like, "You for real? Like, you gonna come out here?" And I'm like, yeah. And so we was like, okay, whenever the time comes, this is when it'll come. And so then the job ended a couple of weeks later. She called and was like, "You ready to come?" I'm like, "You ain't saying nothing but a word." So we talked about it. I packed the bag, I booked the flight, and boom, now I'm out here. So that was a year ago. And now, mind you, I packed one suitcase. I came to Florida. I moved to a whole other state with one suitcase full of clothes and a book bag with my laptop. Swear on everything. I still have that suitcase in my closet. Like, it was crazy. It was spare the moment. It was one of those leaps of faith that you just get up. And that's the type of things that you see in movies. But like, this is my real life. Like, I did that. And so I want to talk about how is my life a year going on, about a year and a half later. How has my life changed since I moved out here? I just want to first say that I'm so much happier being here. Like, just getting out of your comfort zone in general is different. Like, it puts you, getting out of your comfort zone puts you in survival mode. And so I'm grateful that I've been able to stay with her and help her out. You know, we helping each other out this past year or so. I'm grateful for that. So I was blessed for that. But even if like the living situation was set up, but just being in a different space where I gotta navigate in a whole different state, different laws, different structures, different people. You know what I'm saying? So just navigating this whole different space, it puts you in survival mode, because home isn't just down the street anymore. Like, home is 9 hours away now. So I can't just run back to my mom's house or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it puts you in that state of mind, like, okay, I'm out here now. And so new state, new land, new atmosphere, new air, new people. It's just been a fresh start. It's been a fresh start. And when I moved out here, when I came out here, that clean slate, and no one, excuse me, no one knows me here, right? So of course now I know people, but no one knew me when I first moved out here, and so that gave me the room to be whoever I wanted to be. Hey you guys, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video. All right, let's get back to it. I decided that I was going to be the version of myself that I always wanted to be. The person that I saw myself as, just dreaming about it. But I never really acted on it. But when I came out here, I was like, I'm making it my mission to be the most authentic version of myself, regardless of how that comes out. Regardless of how that comes out, whether that's me crying, raging, yelling and screaming, laughing, whatever, regardless of how it shows up, I'm gonna be the most authentic. And so that's what I said, and I'm so much happier because of it. I am so much happier. Another thing that happened since I moved out here, I lost weight. I lost 65 pounds since I moved out here to Florida. So I started working out, and I'm proud of myself for that, because I have been saying it for years. I have been saying it for years that I was going to be losing weight, but it wasn't until I got out here that I started actually being consistent with it. And yeah, so that happened. But I will say that the biggest, hands down, the biggest impact that moving to Florida had was on my mental health. Like, this is one of those cliche ones, but I'm serious. Like, I was in such a dark state of mind. Like, I was going through a period of depression, and no one knew. And of course no one knew. I kept it to myself. I'm gonna make a video about it, but literally in August, when I believe it was August, late for March, April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, July. So late July, early August. Clearly, I don't know my month. Late July, early August is when I came out here in 2021. And I was in a dark state of mind at that time, and like I literally thought about killing myself. I did. I even have like the little it's not funny. Don't get me wrong, it's not funny, but I'm just proud of myself for how much I've grown. Like, I even have in my notes the little suicide note that I wrote myself, and of course I laughed about it then. Laughing through the pain, that sort of thing. That's how I was. Like, I'll show them in the video I'm gonna make about that whole that whole period of my life. So I am gonna make a video about that, but I've just grown so damn much. Like, I've grown. Like, that's what I wanted to show you guys. I got this notebook here. This was my inner work. Hold on, let me show you. So I put welcome to inner work there, right? And so I got this a month after I moved out here to Florida, and my first journal entry was, I'm afraid of what I might find once I pull back the curtain on my life. I'm afraid of the uncertainty that lies beyond. I believe that I've always had a fear of change. Why? Confusion and uncertainty were never things that I experienced regarding my life. I was never taught that it was okay to be confused, or that it was okay if I didn't know what to do. I was expected to have it figured out. My major, my career, etc. I just felt like I needed to know, and I want to be okay with not knowing. I was in that place. And so the last journal entry, this was almost a full year later. I don't have a date on this one, but September, it was probably likely around September 25th, 26th of this year, 2022. The last entry that I made in here was, I allow spirit to flow through me. Life is easy here. I am at peace. I am balanced. There is room for all of my desires and needs in my life. That's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just moving out here to Florida. It is pushing myself away from a place where it's removing myself from a place where I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't loving myself the way that I deserved to be loved. And so that's what happened. And almost a year, 2 years, not almost a year, but about 2 years later, I'm feeling great. I'm still growing. I'm still healing. I'm still, changing and things. But I'm enjoying my life for the first time. And that feels good. So that is my story time about how I moved out here to Florida. My next video will be going into how I transformed myself from, excuse me, how I transformed myself out of that suicide, that depression stage into self-care. So thank you guys for watching my video today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great day.